Okay. How did I prepare my students for online learning? Of course, definitely the first thing that we will do is to communicate with the students. The students need to know what they are supposed to do. So in my school, we use a lot of infographics. Okay, as you can see on the screen, on the left was the first phase infographic that we shared with the students to get them to start with their online lessons. Okay, if you look at the infographic, there are informations what they are supposed to do, because without telling them what to do, these students are helpless. This is unprecedented things that happen in Malaysia, and of course to all of us, the educators here. So we came up with this idea that we should share infographic rather than lengthy sentences with a lot of wordy information, guidance and everything. So this infographic will be a very useful thing to all the students, and of course okay, now we'll talk about the students. And then on your right is our phase 2 infographic. You can see again, we have all the information what the students should do. Okay, and so we use a lot of infographics.
Okay, it is good that all of this information is there. And then what else did you all do?
Okay, other than that, how to restart? We have panel meetings. Okay, here you have the praise loudly and correct softly. Definitely we have rewards for the students. It is virtual rewards, and some teachers, they have promised the students that they will be getting the real rewards, when the school reopens. We don't know when. And when they make mistake, we PM them, we correct them. Okay, we don't do it in the group. We mainly use WhatsApp group, because in my this school, our students, they are easily accessible through WhatsApp. They are quite competent with this application. So what we do when they do well, we give them a lot of credits, we give them a lot of rewards, virtual rewards, online. But when they make mistake, we PM them, we tell them what to do. So maybe we can share the screen, how we reward the students. And
yeah, sure. I think that it was really good that you shared this aspect with us, because a lot of people are waiting for the MCO to be over before they actually correct the students' work. So maybe if you can just go through what are the things that you've done. I think it's really important that the students got their timely feedback during this time. Could you just share that?
yeah. Yes. I agree with you, because when I mark the students' work, then they are very excited. They get the feedback right away. You can see the first picture. This student is still learning how to use with the online feedback features that is in the WhatsApp. We can always ask them to type and then to tick, to use colors and everything. So I guide them step by step how to do it. So this student is just learning, but today when I had a class with them in the morning, they are also pro at it already. They know what to do. And the second picture is how I use the pen to tick and then to give them comments. This is my computer science class. And the last picture is how the student can scan documents using notes on iPhone, if they are using iPhone. And then I also teach my students to use Tiny Scanner. They can always download Tiny Scanner and scan the essays, like for students who are writing essay, they cannot be taking pictures and send to us, because it will be difficult for teachers to mark. The picture won't be clear. So we have the outcome of it, and that is the scan picture there. Yeah, that is the scan picture.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And then other than that, yeah. Yes,
I also liked the fact that, this is more the academic aspect, but you've also given a lot of opportunities for them to reach out and actually have discussions with you all. So if you can look at the next slide, could you just share with us what has been happening here?
Okay, this is the survey that we did after phase 2. Okay, because we want to see the data. We want to see who are the students are with us. they cannot be reached. So we send them the survey, and they answered the survey. We roughly got to know like 67% of our students, they are in touch with us through internet. Okay, we also make phone calls via WhatsApp and everything. Okay, and then and like what I say, we communicate with them with WhatsApp.
Okay, and I think that that sometimes the simple phone call for one or two of those people who just need that personal touch is also there, isn't it? Okay,
Yeah.
so now I think that's how you all engaged with the students. But we have another group of people who are game changers in this time, which are the parents. So what actions were taken by the school to actually increase the parental engagement during this time?
Okay, first of all, in my school, we create a WhatsApp group for parents. Okay, all the classes, we have WhatsApp group for parents. So it is administered by the class teacher. Okay, so this is not done during this MCO. We have been doing this ever since. You know, we have groups with parents. So it's easier for us to transmit information to them. Okay, so we have advantage. We have advantage because we do not have to ask for phone numbers and everything. We have already created these groups long ago. And for this MCO, my principal, Puan Suhaja Suryati, she has asked all the SLT and HOD to be in the WhatsApp group so that we know that every information is being delivered to the parents, especially the class timetable. And then she has created this memo for the parents. You know, here it's a very simple thing, but then again, infographic, I think the infographic plays a very important part, you know, in making things happen, you know, during this online learning for students. You know, she has very brief information here, like introduction, and then the rationale of doing this, and then the closure. And we have this tagline like, help us to help your children. You know, they have to make sure, they have to make sure that their kids are ready for learning. Teachers are all ready. Teachers are all geared up, you know, to conduct their classes.
I think the two important takeaways that I've got from here is the fact that all of us know we're supposed to have a class WhatsApp group, but I think those who have actually adhered to that and had a complete class list, I think they are the ones who are reaping the benefits at this point. And the other thing is the fact that the monitoring is intertwined, because you know, to have the SLTs and the heads of department in the WhatsApp group also enables everyone to know that those information are given out. What about
another additional information, and another additional information, that we update the attendance of the students during the online classes to the parents, so they know whether their kid is active or not. You know, so
right.
that helps us a lot. Yes.
Yeah. So information sharing with all of the stakeholders.
Correct.
And as you mentioned about infographics, I like this one. Can you just explain a little bit about this?
Yeah, you know, like we want the parents to help us, but the parents do not know what to do. You know, we have a lot of ideas in us, you know, like, come on, please get them ready. You know, we are going to be online, you know, at 9 a.m. But then the kids are still sleeping, the kids are still not online, you know, the parents do not know when is the class and everything. So we come up with this idea that we just give them simple instructions, you know, that what they can do. And we tackle on these two parts for the child and parent. Okay, for child, of course, wake up early. That is our suggestion to them, and then breakfast and everything. But for parents, take note of your child's online timetable. They have to know. And for this, we have suggested that all the WhatsApp group should have the timetable as the profile picture. That is one simple thing that we do. So that is as their profile picture, and parents can refer to the profile picture every now and then to know what lesson is supposed to be at what time. And then make sure that your child is ready for online class. And the second one is quite interesting. You know, this idea come from my principal. Plan a house chores timetable for your child that does not overlap with the online class timetable. So that means we still encourage the kids to help the parents. Okay, which maybe the parents will be happy with the school, you know. Sometimes the parents will grumble why the school is having classes now and then. So we tell them that you can have your child, and we also want them for 1.5 hours or for 1 hour or so. And the last one, help us to help your child.
Yeah, which is the tagline. I like the fact that you know, these messages are very easy to understand and easy to implement as well. But moving on to the teachers, I think this is you know, quite a big task that we are asking teachers to be doing now, which is to pass their teaching capabilities and strategies over to parents and things like that. So how are they being supported to carry on these effective online lessons?
Okay, first of all, teachers they are all very dedicated, but they need to be guided, because at this point of time we are all over Malaysia. You know, we cannot expect teachers to do the same thing under one administration. We need to have a uniform instruction to the teachers that what we are going to do. I'm very happy to say that SMK Pasir Gudang 3 teachers are all very dedicated, and they all, you know, like from the beginning we had that teething problem, but then now we are all together conducting everything on time, and then they are complying to all the needs of the students online learning. And this is the first phase, okay, of the steps that should be taken by the teachers, you know, like we ask the teachers to have penyediaan latihan, you know, latihan oleh guru mata pelajaran, which is very simple. They have to have this. This one is very basic, penyediaan latihan. Okay, we prepare latihan without any guide. That was the first phase. And then perkongsian bahan PDP, we have to share the material. Okay, we share the material, and then we want them to the evidence for the latihan. And then in the first phase, we ask them to cetak. We ask them to print, which is impossible. Okay, and or we ask them to paste in their exercise book or notebook. And then self-assessment or penandaan latihan from the teachers whereby we can do it when the school reopens. And then we had this meeting with SLT and HOD. We always use PDCA, and then whereby we see that a lot of things should be improved. And then we improved, we went to second phase. We did a lot of other things to better our steps for the teachers. Maybe you can go to
which
the
is
second
on the
one.
next slide. Is that right? Okay.
Yeah, so this one is more rational steps to be taken by the teachers. So this is again the infographic that the teachers have to follow. Okay, share the timetable with the class group, and then take note of the timetable, your timetable. You must know when is your class, and then you have to prepare your lesson. And then we have Google Form for planning and Google Form for report. Why Google Form for planning is important is that teachers will plan, and then they will be prepared mentally that, you know, like they know that the next day they have class. Because without preparation, teachers tend to forget. We must also give this credit to the teachers, you know, that they are planning the lesson. And we must also think that the teachers are not available all the time. They are with their kids, with their family. If they are with their extended family members at kampung and everything, it will even be worse for the teachers. So this Google Form is very simple. We just want them to fill in their name, their class, the time of class, and then a title or subtitle of the lesson that they are going to do. That's all. And the medium, what are they going to use? Maybe WhatsApp, Google Meet, or they're using YouTube, Telegram. Very simple. They can complete this within 5 minutes, not even 5 minutes. Same goes to the report. Report is also the same. Why we want the report? Because we want to appreciate the teachers, because they have a lot of things to share with us. Okay, so when they report, they will feel rewarded. You know, they have been doing this and everything. And another thing that I would like to share about the Google Form, the preparation Google Form, we share the analysis every night at 9 p.m. Okay, with the Telegram official group, checking on all the plans have been submitted. You know, like
Right.
if you don't submit, that means you will not remember that the next day you have class. So we remind them every night. We remind them it's not finding fault, but then we are helping them. We are trying to get them to be on track,
Right.
to carry out these online classes for the our students. And
Yeah.
then
Great.
then yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, and
So I think the next one, next slide shows actually what are the topics that is being covered, and I think that's a really good one
yes,
that everyone
yeah.
has. So you've got an overview of that, and also something that you mentioned was the fact that it was, all of these monitoring aspects are put in place so that there is actually room for praising people. So I think the next slide shows how you use a little bit of praise to motivate the teachers, isn't it? And I think that is
Oh
really
yes, this is a
good. Yep. Okay, so I think you have mentioned a lot about the monitoring aspects of it. So the next thing is, if you can just share, how did you actually monitor the progress of how things are? And I think that you all were able to get that feedback very quickly and improve, but also looking at the processes and making sure that you've thought about everything, like the example of parents and actually them having the timetable, in their screen and things like that. Those are really good tips. And so how did you actually go through the process of monitoring and some of the things that you put in place? Could you just share about that, please?
Okay, these things comes naturally when we discuss and then we come up with ideas, we put our shoes in the parents' shoes, like what the parents are supposed to know, what time is the class and what are they supposed to do. So we come up with ideas to guide the parents on what we want them to do. And monitoring, again, that is monitoring of the class WhatsApp group. If teachers, like what you are looking on the screen here, these are the things that I told you just now, that we will be sharing this information on our Telegram official group with the teachers. If you look at the extreme right, you have one red mark there. That means that the teacher has not done the planning yet for the next day. Okay, so we will remind them, we will call them, we will PM them, we say, please do your planning. So this is one way that we are doing to engage the teachers and then to guide the teachers, because the teachers need guidance from us, the administrators. Okay, when we look at the next slide. Okay, the next slide will be an example of timetable of an administrator in my school. This is mine. Okay, my name is on the top. Okay, the first one. So those are the classes that I teach, and the below one are the teachers that I observe. I will be in their WhatsApp group. Okay, to guide them, to just be them. By being there, it's a reward for the teachers. They want to be seen. They want us to know what they are doing. And then once in a while, we give them reward. We talk to them. We give them the infographics, the pictures, saying thank you. You are doing well and everything. So this is roughly what we are doing in our school.
Okay.
Okay.
I think one thing I wanted to highlight is the fact that you've got all of these lessons. One thing that we didn't highlight from the infographics is the fact that you've kept the structure of the lesson quite simple. There are basically only 2 slots per day, if I'm not mistaken. Could you just explain just a little bit about that for
Yes.
the online lessons?
Okay. This is for phase. Okay, this is for phase 3. Phase 1, we had 3 slots. 3 slots and then 1.5 hours. So that was even we had classes at night, which was not very suitable, And then we improvised in the second slot. We had 2 times, but then 2 hours per slot. And then for phase 3, we did survey with the teachers, and then we took into account what the teachers needs. And they suggested that we should have majority of them suggested that we should have 1.5 hours and 2 slots per day. So we comply to their request. my principal, and she had a meeting with us, and then we said, okay, we should comply to the request of the teachers because they are carrying out the class, and this is our phase 3, and phase 4 will be similar to this, but then we have reduced the time to 1 hour. This is 1.5 hour. 1 hour because we have, this is Ramadan. Okay, so we have only 1 hour, 10 to 11 and 10 to 11, and then 11:30 to 12:30. That's it.
Yeah,
So
and also
we change all the time.
yeah, and the subjects are different for each day, isn't it? So the
Yes,
fact that the
different.
planning, you don't have to do planning for every single day. I think that was one of the questions that I saw on the chat. Do we do planning for a week? I think that can be done because you're not teaching every single day, but you are actually making it very concise. Am I right?
Yes, correct. Some teachers, they have planning for the whole MCO phase. Phase 4, we have 8 lessons, for example. So in their panel, they plan what they are going to do. If let's say for English, they are going to do writing, okay, they plan for directed writing, continuous writing, one information transfer, and then literature and everything. So they can submit the lesson plan at one go. That's not a problem.
Okay, right. So we also looked at the next slide shows about the survey as well as, getting the teachers' feedback. And also, if the next slide, it also shows about, not just the attendance, but actually knowing how many of them have got access to the internet. And I think what I would like you to actually elaborate a little bit on is, if you're looking at the top right hand corner, we've got the one that says they have internet connection, which is 67, and those without internet connection are about 33. But if you look at the next slide, I think even with the internet connection, you can tell that we've got different types of learners. Could you just explain a little bit about that?
Yes, so we came up with this. Definitely, when we give them this survey, those with internet cannot, those who are with the internet will respond to this survey. So those 33% who did not respond to the survey, but among these students who can access to internet, we have 4 categories. One, they have smartphone and they can access to internet all time. Okay. Number 2, they share with their siblings. And number 3, they have smartphone, but then their internet access is limited. And the last category will be they use their parents' handphone because, whenever the parents are at home, then they can use whatever work has been given by the teachers to be done at night, after the working hours. So we have 4 categories here. And then when you go back to the previous slide, Anne, please.
Yep. Okay.
Okay. When you look at the attendance, I would like you to look at the bottom graph. The bottom graph, you look at the trend. Okay, look at the first one first. Look at the trend. How many of them they have internet? This one is slot 1 and slot 2. The yellow one is slot 1. The purple is slot 2. You can see in the morning, they are very difficult for them to come to classes.
Okay.
Okay. So afternoon, after lunch, okay, the attendance, it's better.
Yeah.
So that is the trend, okay?
Right.
Okay, when you look at the other graph on the bottom one, okay, this one, those with internet, the purple one is those with internet and they can access internet. And the yellow one is those who attend our classes.
Right. Okay.
So look at the last 4 classes, the last 4 or 5 classes. Those are the groups that we have to focus on post MCO. We want them 100%. We have to do something with them. And we have the data, we have the names of the students, and they will be grouped in a separate, in a special group for the teachers to guide them, I'm focusing on SPM groups here, SPM classes. So we will be focusing on Sejarah and PM for these students. They really need help from us because they have internet, the enrollment is such, and then very few students are attending our online classes. So these data are very important for us to plan our post-MCO lessons in school.